Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Claudine Gasana. I am an immigration attorney. I always come here to give you new updates on US immigration law. Today, I'm very excited to share this subject of a new path. I don't know. At the end, you will let me know if is this a new path to US citizenship. Is this the merit-based immigration, US immigration path we've been discussing, some people have been discussing. So you will, make your own conclusion at the end. And I am going to talk about this. I have prepared some PowerPoint presentation. Please stick around until the end. And also share with your friends and subscribe. I'm going to share this on YouTube, on this Facebook. And also, since it's very important news, I'm going to summarize in French and summarize in Kinyarwanda at the end of this presentation. So, si vous parlez français, si vous avez des questions en français, vous voulez savoir en français, je vais parler en français, je vais donner un résumé à la fin de cette présentation. Et aussi, kubavuga ikinyarwanda ndabakiriye cyane kubera kuri ino video cyangwa se ngiye kuvugaho bifite agaciro kenshi, ndi butange incamake mu kinyarwanda tugiye kurangiza the presentation. So stick around kandi nyine mu partage, share, musangize abandi. Okay, ntabatindiye rero kuko nzi ko twese tuba dushaka ibintu byihuta muri iyi minsi. I'm going to share the screen. So I'm going to share the screen. I was just saying that I will also present in Kinyarwanda and French, since this is just good news, in my opinion. I think we should all think of ways, how can you forge your path to citizenship? How can you get in the US? I think what I'm about to share right now is going to help most people if you use your brain, if you have what to offer, and the US is wanting what you have to offer. Now there's a way, there has been a way, it has been expanded, and I think to include more fields. Let me share the screen. Okay, I'm gonna share it. And I'm going to share, and I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. You've had a good productive week. All right, so basically that's the beginning of the presentation. Oh, okay. So 22 fields have been added to this to study to STEM programs or STEAM programs, and maybe a path to US citizenship. Sorry, forgive the. Okay, so what does STEM stands for? STEM or STEAM, depending on who the pronunciation, stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So these are the fields that are needed here in the United States. You study those fields, you are good in mathematics, you are good in engineering, you are good in technology, in science, then you are needed in the United States. So how can you achieve that? How can you get to the United States? What is the path if you are good in those fields? Okay, so the programs of the F1 students, that's the basic, that's the visa. It's F1 student visa. You come study on F1 visa in one of these programs, or you can either come earning or studying a bachelor's degree, or if you have a bachelor's degree from your country in an accredited university in your country, then you can enroll in F1 program, a master's program in the US in those fields. So you may wonder, but what are the STEM fields exactly? So there is a list of STEM programs. What I'm not going to talk about all of them that you've already know, and each school has the list, and the list there's a code for each program. So it's very important when you enroll in a program in a university or college to ask, is this the STEM field? Because it is, in my opinion, I think that's a good strategy. I was talking about being intentional or coming to the US with intention, like, what are doing everything with intent. Like, what is your intention? Being intentional. So what you are coming to study in the US, you will be paying money, you know. In F1 student, it's a, you know, it's a lot of money, but you know, don't worry, some universities have scholarships, and some programs have also scholarships. So it's very important to ask, is this field that I'm about to enroll in the STEM program, in the STEAM program? Okay, so you may wonder which additional 22 fields have been added to this program. So there's a list here that we have prepared for you. There's bioenergy, forestry, general. There is financial analytics, data visualization. There's social sciences, research, methodology, quantitative methods. There's business analytics, mathematical economics, geography, geobiology, earth system science, human cloud computing or anthrozoology, climate science, and the list goes on. And this is an added 22 fields in addition to other fields. Like, you know, if you are in engineering program, any or most of the engineering programs, usually you are automatically in the STEM program. If you are in any of, you obtain a bachelor's of science in most of the fields in the science, in the science fields, they are already part of this STEAM programs. So these additional 22 come to complete the list. And you know, the White House announced it last week, these new fields, and they also opened the door for suggestions. If there's another field, like a university or a researcher or a professor or anyone who is familiar with the field that they think is needed in the United States and it's part of this STEAM, like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, those fields also are welcome. So which means they may add, the Department of Homeland Security may add more fields. Okay, so now, when you obtain, what does STEM or STEAM field means? Okay, you come here on the F1. Yes, you study. After studying a program, a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, or even an associate degree, you are allowed to work for 12 months of optional practical training. So for those in STEM program, you know, and also there are other conditions such as you have to be employed in a company that has E-Verify, you know, those are the details. They also are allowed to 36 more months of optional practical training. So already you have 4 years, 12 plus 36, that's 4 years. That's a long time to be working in the United States or to be working and researching. Later, we also look at the J1 visa as well. That's a new option that's going to be allowed or added, which is also will give a path to you know, to green card or permanent residency in the United States and eventually citizenship. However, if you have you have been in the United States working for 4 years, that's a long time. That's already, you have built your resume. So it's up to you to build your resume in a ways that's going to be marketable, that's going to attract US employer to be willing not to lose you. Because if we are working for an employer, and this is based on experience, like, you know, most of our clients, they when they are hired by a company, you know, within this 36 months, 48 months, they've already built a relationship, and they have already, you know, brought so many skills of value to the company that the company would do anything to keep them in the United States, to keep them working for them. Because they, you know, 4 years working for a company, you understand the value you have brought, and the loss the company will suffer. Should you just say, okay, now I'm leaving because, you know, my program or my time is up. So the options that are available, which, you know, will also, like I said, will lead to the US citizenship, will be either H-1B visa. Last week or last couple of weeks, we talked about the H-1B type of work visa and the H-1B season that's coming. Next week, we will talk more like one one-on-one H-1B process. What are the procedures? Because I did receive some questions, some comments. Okay, what's H-1B? How can I get an H-1B? An H-1B is a work visa. However, it requires you to be hired by a U.S. employer, a U.S. entity, a U.S. company, and they will petition. They will petition or they will ask for permission to employ you in the United States. So you need a job offer from a U.S. employer. And we already discussed that there's a window of filing that's coming, March, April. However, with exceptions, there are some companies that are cap exempt. But let's say the H-1B is not available. You might not even need a H-1B to be part of those 65,000 H-1B visas or 85,000 H-1B visas, because you already qualify for O1 visa. What is O1 visa? We'll talk about in the next slide. Or you can already self-petition. You don't need a job offer. You don't need an employer to petition for you. You can bypass those requirements or those processes because of your accomplishments within those 3 to 4 years, or even prior to that. Because if you come here in the United States with a bachelor's degree already, and you have already done you have worked, you have done some research, or you have accomplished much. It's a very broad area. It's not only about research and science and math, it's more. And you add another master's program in these fields, that means, and then you work another additional 4 years. So you already have a lot of experience, you already have a lot of accomplishments. Like I said, the key or the secret is being intentional. So of course, if you are employed in those 3 years, you're not going to be employed and just sit down like a regular employee. That's why, foreign nationals, national students, international students, they work harder because they want to stay in the United States. So, if there's that big project that's very competitive, that's very ambitious to even think about, you'll be the one to jump on that project. You'll be the one to jump on that research paper. You'll be the one to, want to publish more papers and give presentations and, have exposure, so that after those 4 years, you are able to self-petition and show to the US government, I don't think you want to lose me as a valuable asset to this country. Here's what I have accomplished, and this is why me becoming a permanent resident will be in the national interest. Or here's why, by what I have accomplished, I have extraordinary ability. I have these skills that they have put me on a national or even international sustained acclaim. And that might sound a little bit intimidating. You don't need to have a Nobel Prize. You don't need to win you don't need to, you do not need to, invent anything that's extraordinary, but you have to be among the small percentage of people who have risen on top of your field. Okay, we're gonna continue talking about this. Right, so earlier I also said that I will also discuss about the J1 program. So right now, I'm trying to move this video. Right now, there is this program called Bridge USA Exchange Visitors. So basically, very bright, brilliant kids out of high school, they come to study in the very good programs, and they obtain a bachelor's degree. Usually, they're supposed to go back to their country to apply the skills, because it's part of the exchange visitors program. However, the new rule or the new guidance by the White House includes what they call early career STEAM initiative. So this initiative will provide those who are on a Bridge USA exchange program or visitors program to get an additional academic training, right? By give them a J1 visa for a period up to 36 months. J1 visa, it's another type of visa by which you come in the United States if you are not able to complete a full F1 program, or you don't have, to be honest, you don't have the money to pay for the F1 studies because it's a lot of money. Then you come on the J1 program. The program is already financed and sponsored by a US entity or the US government or your own government. And then you stay here for 36 months. You are earning a salary. You are earning a salary. So that's also another option that can, within 36 months, that's 3 years. 3 years is a long time for someone who's doing research and to some type of other program in this STEAM to kind of build I would say, build some skills that will allow them, like I said, to later change to a permanent residency through merits because of what you have accomplished. Okay. Right, so that's the F1. So the J1 also, it's 36 months. Usually J1 is about 12 months, 18 months. There's a J1 visa for scholars, which usually is 36 months, but this also is being added for those who are on a Bridge USA exchange visitors who are coming in undergrad or graduates in the STEAM fields. So that's another way to begin your journey with intent to become a US citizen, right? So it's a long journey, but it's a path, in which that you won't be here not earning money. You will earn skills or knowledge. You also get paid, get good salary, but you also build your skills, you build your resume, build your portfolio, so that by the end of those 36 months, by the end of those 48 months, if you don't have an employer willing to sponsor you, you can potentially sponsor yourself. And you won't have to, fight over the H-1B 65, 85,000 visas. You can get O1, which I'm about to get into right now. Again, thank you for watching and keep watching. These are good stuff, knowledgeable stuff. People ask me a lot, how can I get in the United States? Can you help me? So this is how I help you to get in the United States. I help you help yourself, because nobody makes magic. So you have the skills, you have the knowledge, and the United States needs that knowledge. So it's up to you to go and, like they say here in the United States, go grinding. Okay? So I'm not gonna go through all of these updates. To just summarize the O1 visa update. So O1 visa, like I was saying, is extraordinary ability in the science, technology, engineering, math, business, entrepreneurship. In the past, if you go look in our past videos, we talked about the international entrepreneur parole. So that could be, another way to get an extraordinary ability visa, or to get a national interest waiver visa, or EB1, which is extraordinary ability. So the new update that came out last week by the White House fact sheet was that now the rules or the evidentiary requirements will be more favorable to those who are coming or who are being hired to perform STEM related duties. So USCIS has clarified that for those with PhD holders in science, technology, engineering, those with a master's degree, you don't have to have a PhD, but when you have a master's degree, then they will evaluate the criteria based on the evidence that's suitable or that fits the science, this area. For example, USCIS may accept comparable evidence, because nowadays, for example, let me give you an example. If you are a researcher and you work in a group of researchers, which is most people do, that's how they work. Nobody works alone. And you are part of the team, and your team of researchers puts out a publication or puts out or invents something, then usually you were supposed to be the originator for you to be able to obtain the O1 visa or even EB1. However, right now, USCIS is gonna understand like it doesn't work like that in the research. You know, we've had cases denied because, oh, okay, this is not like typical evidence, like you don't have publications. So I guess the O1 in the beginning, when it was I guess intended, or how the Department of Homeland Security took it, was supposed to be somebody with an award, a huge award, like a Nobel Prize, or you know, in the entertainment industry, or maybe somebody with like a Academy Award or Emmy Award. But they have now the DHS has realized that those in the STEAM, in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields, they also have a lot to bring. However, proving or giving the evidence is just too hard to obtain, or in the format that was done years ago. Technology back in the day, back years ago when the rule or the law was enacted has changed. So the new update will make it easier or to kind of showcase or prove your case as to as someone who's eligible for the O1 visa, right? So, for example, if a petitioner shows that there's the one criterion is not available, they can offer another type of evidence that's close enough, comparable to that's usually required by the immigration agency. All right, so now I kept talking about, well, a path to citizenship, right? Yeah, this is a path to citizenship. Like I was saying, guys, this whole journey, it's a journey, and I think, you know, I might be wrong, but this new path, or this new updated program and added fields is it's close to the one in Canada. You know, in Canada, I'm not a Canadian immigration attorney, and I'm just going by what I have, you know, heard, you know, having family members who went in Canada and now have citizenship based on their merits, based on, you know, what they study. So they have that program. You come as a student, and then you work these years, and then you can go ahead and apply for green card, or la carte verte, or the permanent residency. And then you also become a citizen. You know, it's a long journey, but like I said, most people, or some things are worth waiting for. And the good thing is, in the process, you are not wasting your time. You are learning. You are adding to your resume. You are upping your skills, and you are working. You know, there are those 48 months, which is 4 years of work, and then you are able to apply for NIW, and you might not even wait for the 4 years to apply for the national interest waiver, depending on what is that's what, you know, you would look for an attorney like myself to evaluate your skills, to assess your eligibility, to see, okay, now I just finished 2 years on OPT, or 3 years. Or do you think what I have accomplished, you know, in addition, you know, that's why I also tell people, your journey or your knowledge does not start in the United States. Do not underestimate what you have accomplished prior to coming to the United States. If you had a bachelor's degree, you had a bachelor's degree. You did research. You did a research paper. Most of people from other countries, either Africa, Europe, Asia, before you even have your degree, your bachelor's degree, you have to write some, you know, thesis, and you have to defend it. That's, you know, if you are in the science and technology, engineering, and mathematics field, that means you have to do a little bit of research. You have, if you are in technology, you have to, you know, do some coding. That's an example. An engineer, you have to study something. You may even have to invent some algorithm. If you've already done that, that may, you know, put you through. But if you add in a master's degree from the United States, then that might even fast forward your path to becoming a permanent resident, and then later a citizen of the United States. So that's where the national interest waiver comes in for those in who has a master's degree. Mind you, it's not a US master's degree. It's a master's degree from, it doesn't matter from which country and above, or those with the exceptional abilities in the field of work. So exceptional ability includes those who have experience, who have combined educational and experience. Like I said, we are able to assess your eligibility. Feel free to contact us. We will show and then later how you can contact us. So, don't sell yourself short. And, they need people like you if you are in, especially if you are in these programs. So I also talked about the entrepreneurs and those in businesses. We didn't focus on this today. However, those with the extraordinary ability in business or in entrepreneurship, they also may qualify for a green card or permanent residency in the United States without having, it's not the EB-5, no, you don't have to invest millions of dollars. You don't have, it's just what have you accomplished in that area? Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, like I had promised, I'm going to go back and I'm going to summarize first in French and then in English, Kinyarwanda. Okay, here we go. Donc, bonjour, bonsoir. Je suis Claudine Umuhire Gasana, je suis avocate. Mon domaine est l'immigration aux États-Unis. Je suis venue ici parler de la voie pour obtenir la nationalité américaine par voie de vos aptitudes en sciences, technologie, ingénierie et mathématiques. Comme donc je le dis souvent, les gens me demandent comment est-ce que je peux arriver, ou je peux vivre, étudier aux États-Unis. Et je viens de parler des domaines dans les secteurs dont je viens parler de mathématiques, sciences, ingénierie et technologie, qui ont été ajoutés dans ce qu'on appelle STEM. STEM, donc, c'est ces programmes-là que les États-Unis ont besoin. Les États-Unis ont besoin des individus qui ont les capacités dans ces domaines. Donc, la semaine passée, la présidence des États-Unis, comme l'autorité ou l'agence chargée du service des immigrations, ont ajouté les 22 domaines additionnels dans le STEM programme, comme bioénergie, les sciences de forêt, donc le domaine de computing ou technologie, donc, et beaucoup le domaine de finance, de data visualization, le business. Et donc, ce que je venais de souligner est que si quelqu'un vient ou planifie son comment on dit, sa voie ou son programmé avec intention son séjour aux États-Unis. Avant de penser, OK, moi, je voudrais vivre aux États-Unis, il faudrait s'informer et dire, OK, qu'est-ce que les États-Unis ont besoin? Je sais, je suis forte en mathématiques, je suis forte en sciences, je suis forte en ingénierie, technologie, surtout la technologie. Qu'est-ce que j'ai à offrir? Et j'ai ça, j'ai mon intelligence, j'ai déjà fait les études comme licence ou le bac et j'ai ça à offrir. Alors, quelle est la voie pour que je puisse offrir ça? C'est là où j'ai parlé de cette F1 OPT programme. Donc, c'est une option qui, après avoir étudié un statut d'étudiant, vous obtenez 12 mois pour pratiqué ou ce que vous avez étudié. Mais si vous êtes dans le STEM programme, on ajoute 24 mois additionnels. Donc, vous avez déjà, je pense que c'est 36 ou 48 mois. Même si, disons même 36 mois, c'est 3 ans. Vous pouvez travailler pour vous-même, donc vous pouvez créer une société. Vous pouvez être embauché par une compagnie américaine. Ce qui est vrai que s'ils ont dit que non, on a besoin des gens qui ont de la connaissance, des diplômes, comment dire, les aptitudes dans la science, technologie, ingénierie et tout ça, c'est parce qu'il y a, une carence dans le secteur, dans ces secteurs. Donc, trouver un boulot ne sera pas difficile parce que vous aurez une autorisation de travailler pour au moins 3 ans. Alors, pendant ces 3 ans, ce que je voulais le souligner, comme vous êtes ici, il faut être très intelligent. Comment on dit, il faut planifier en avance et dire non, moi je vais rester aux États-Unis. Je travaille avec les gens, les Américains, eux, ils n'ont pas à se soucier après 3 ans qu'ils vont rester ici. Donc, comment est-ce que vous allez faire? Vous allez travailler, vous allez aborder ce projet qui est très difficile, qui est très challenging. Vous allez être le premier à faire de la recherche, à publier beaucoup de papiers, à être volontaire pour donner des présentations, pour que vous pouvez accumuler les documents, ce qu'on va utiliser pour prouver que vous êtes éligible, numéro 1, que votre employeur va dire non, après 3 ans, non, je ne peux pas vous laisser, je ferai tout pour vous garder. Alors, quelles sont les options après ces 36 mois? C'est le H-1B visa. La fois passée, j'ai parlé de H-1B visa. Et donc, vous pouvez aller consulter l'autre vidéo que j'avais fait. Mais aussi, il y a le O-1 visa. Le O-1 visa est très différent de H-1B parce que le O-1 visa est disponible sans quota durant toute l'année. Et c'est aussi renouvelable après 3 mois jusqu'à ce que vous n'avez plus besoin de O1. Mais pour qualifier pour O1, il faut avoir les aptitudes, ce qu'on appelle extraordinary ability, des aptitudes extraordinaires. Donc, au-delà du moyen. Vous n'êtes pas l'average, vous êtes au-delà. Vous êtes parmi les gens qui se sont distingués dans votre domaine, parfois de votre recherche, les publications, comment est-ce que les projets que vous avez entamés, tout ça. Et avec ça aussi, il y a ce que je voulais dire, que vous pouvez vous sponsoriser. Hein? Donc, sans avoir besoin d'un employeur, vous pouvez vous sponsoriser pour la carte verte basée sur le besoin national, d'intérêt national, parce que vous êtes parmi les gens qui se sont distingués avec une capacité extraordinaire. Et je dis aussi, comme les gens qui viennent ici pour Bridge USA, aussi pour le J1. Le J1, c'est le visa pour l'échange d'étudiants ou l'échange culturel ou de connaissances. Aussi a été étendu pour 36 mois. Donc, j'ai aussi, ce qui est à retenir, vous pouvez lire donc les slides que j'ai préparés, c'est que avec vos aptitudes, vos connaissances, vos études en sciences, technologies, ingénierie, mathématiques, business, entrepreneuriat, vous pouvez gagner, vous pouvez forger une voie pour arriver à la nationalité américaine, mais c'est une voie qui n'est pas facile, mais qui est possible. Et cette voie, pendant la voie ou au cours de cette voie, vous êtes rémunéré, vous êtes payé, vous êtes engagé, donc vous n'avez qu'à gagner et rien à perdre. Donc c'est ça que je peux dire en français. Na ikinyarwanda rero mwiriwe neza bene wacu, ibyo nashaka kuvuga ni uko abantu benshi baza kwiga kuri F1 cyangwa bambaza se tuzaza muri Amerika gute. Ikintu nshaka kwibandaho cyane ni uko kuza muri Amerika, reba ese ngiye Amerika inkeneye wiki. Amerika rero inkuru zinashaka kubabwira ni uko igukeneyeho ubumenyi. Ukeneye ubumenyi muri siyanse, muri tekinoloji, muri engineering, mu mibare. Izi domeni ziyongereyeho ku zindi zihari. Ni ukuvuga ngo niba ushaka kuza muri Amerika ushaka ishuri, reba muri izi domeni zizaguhesha akazi, zizaguhesha uburenganzira bwo gukora. Ushobora kwikorera guhesha imyaka 3 minimum, wikorera ukorera abandi ufite uburenganzira bwo gukora. Nyuma y'iyo myaka 3 ukuntu bigenda, akenshi usanga umukoresha agize gute, iyo ravuga ntabwo uzagenda ngo wicare ukore nk'urya amafaranga, no, uzagenda urebe muri ako kazi, urebe uti hano hantu bakeneye iki bakennye, ngewe nabafashamo kugira ngo ino company nibikorera izamuke. Niba ari projet abandi banze kwera igoye, abanyamerika turabazi nyine mu gihugu cyabo baratese, twebwe naho twaje guteta. Projet ikomeye uyigeho, recherche, uri muri science, ugende ukore recherche, ugende ufate wandike les papiers, upublie, urebe ama presentation, wiyandikishe, ujye kupresenta. Izo zose hanyuma y'iyo myaka 3, kandi none ikintu nashaka kongeraho cyane nuko nuza ufite bachelor's degree, nuza ufite licence, ugafata masters, ibyo birahagije. Ntabwo ngombera gusubira inyuma, si tuje muri izi domaine za science na technologie na engineering na mathematics. Uzaza wongere kubyifite nyuma y'iyo myaka 3, uzabasha. Niba utabona akazi, ariko donc I guarantee yuko muri nyuma y'imyaka 3 company bazakwangaja. Niba atakwangaja uzaba uri eligible, uzaba wemerewe kwipetitiona. Nta offer of employment, nta n'akazi ufite, kugira ngo Amerika igumane ahangaha, kuko muri mu rwego muri mu nyungu za leta, kandi n'ufite ubumenyi bigiye hejuru burenze ubw'abantu basanzwe cyangwa se abantu en general bari muri domaine yawe. Nibyo rwose, niba nta kindi bakuyemo, iyo niyo resume. So now I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay. And I hope you guys are still here, and thank you for always following. And like I said, take time to review these videos we make. As you see, it takes us time. I have a team. Instead of working or doing something else, we provide this information. So that means if you come to me, I'm gonna direct you to these videos. So most people come, oh, now what can I do? Okay, go watch the video from the beginning to the end, and then you will know. So I thank you so much, and let me not take too much of your time. And I hope these videos are very informational and useful, and you guys have a good rest of the day. And those who are already in the evening, have a good night, and have a good Friday tomorrow and a good weekend. I will see you the next time. We will discuss about the H-1B from the beginning to the end. Like what is it done? Like how do we, what forms do we use? Like what does the employer needs to do? What does the employee needs to do? So we'll discuss that in the next videos. Hopefully next one. I was supposed to do this today, but this new updates came, and I was like, I cannot miss on this update. So again, share with your friends, subscribe, comment, so we can have more people get this knowledge. Okay, thank you. Bye.